Okay. All right, so let's just...
Were you the one texting me?
No, I don't have your text number. Is that the number that you gave me to text?
The 925?
I don't know what number you gave me. I just, you know.
What number do you have me under?
I'll look.
I have no idea who was texting me.
Well, I know that the guy behind the counter texted you for me. You know what I'm saying? The guy,
Alex, yeah.
I know he texted you for me because when I walked in, but I don't, you know, I didn't know that this number was your text number. Not 553-9313?
No, that's my.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. I
yeah.
never tried texting you at that number.
Yeah, no, I wanted to know
I don't
if
know your
So
number.
often I give my clients my number.
Well, you never gave it to me.
Oh, but so that's why I had somebody who was texting me, and I kept asking who what their name was, and they wouldn't answer.
All right. So anyway, go ahead, please.
So right now I have no update, and that's because I've been in trial. So what I'm telling you is that we can set up an appointment early before the next court date, which is Friday, and then I'll have everything ready for you.
That's 9 o'clock Friday.
Yeah, you have to come in at 8 if you want to.
Okay, but I need to talk to you about some stuff and show you what I've been doing, because isn't that what you wanted me to work on?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so let's back up. I don't know what's going on with you guys at this point, but anyway, here is a copy of...
Are these my copies or yours?
Yeah, yours. I'm giving them to you.
Okay.
You know what this is? This is what he stuck in my hand that
Yes.
day he arrested me.
Yes.
And it lists HIPAA 160 to 164, which doesn't list anything about video recording.
Yeah, because it's not the right statute, and it doesn't matter that they have a policy.
So how can you make a policy that doesn't address a statute, or how can this be legal?
It is not. So that's why we're going to trial. But I want you to understand that there is always a possibility that we will lose a trial.
Well, wait a minute. If it is not legal, and that's the law, how can we possibly lose? If we inform the jury that it's not legal and that's the law.
That's what happened today. I had a man who had 2 nanograms of marijuana in his blood and had perfect driving, and the jury still convicted him.
Of what?
Driving under the influence. When an expert said the 2 nanograms of marijuana was not significant.
Well, then all they do is appeal it. It was a bad ruling.
So that's what we're going to do.
Okay.
So,
well, but you don't appeal it. He goes to somebody else. A public defender, once you're done, you're done.
No, I filed the appeal, but then he gets an appellate attorney. Yeah.
And where does he get one for if he's poor?
He gets a free appellate attorney.
I didn't know that happened. Okay, well, moving on. This is off the city's own website about their policy concerning ADA and reasonable accommodations for my programmatic access.
Okay.
Which is law.
Other than the Tom Waddell Clinic, where else did you go to get mental health treatment or medical treatment? Anywhere else?
I kept going back to 101 Grove to the Department of Public Health to try to get my health care because they kept denying it. Remember, 8/15/12, I went with all that paperwork, and then they came down with a restraining order against me that was false, proving that all they've ever done is deny me my health care.
Okay, so, but my question to you is, who diagnosed you with you said that you need programmatic access because
of my adjustment disorder.
Who diagnosed you with that?
Mitchell Katz is the one who explained my adjustment disorder to me.
And where does Mitchell work?
Mitchell Katz was the director of public health back in 2001.
Okay, so he is not.
He was my doctor.
Okay, he was your doctor.
The director of public health.
Okay, but he's not employed in that role anymore.
He's the director of public health in Los Angeles. He moved from here down to LA.
Okay.
After he abandoned me, remember, I went to emergency, and he told me I wasn't in emergency, and I took him to federal court, and that's why he abandoned me.
Okay.
And remember, I've got the signed confession saying that they broke federal law.
Okay.
But the doctor didn't explain to me why he abandoned me.
Okay.
No place explained to me why they broke the law and got away with it.
All right.
Well, answer that if you want.
I don't know who that is. So
oh, okay. Now, this is the stuff that I printed up that the DA provided you on that disc.
Mm-hmm. And you...
The videos and everything. But he did it in such a way, like I said, he did...
I noticed that you couldn't click it either, that I couldn't watch it.
No, no, that's not what I'm trying to say.
What are you trying to say?
When he named the videos, for example, he put JGO1.
Okay.
JGO2.
Okay.
Okay? And part of the reason he did that is because all the videos he's picked has been in the last month.
Mm-hmm.
Not any of the videos when it first started to show where they've been fucking me and not providing the services and me going back and them calling security and everything else. He's just got the last month, right? Well, anyway, so for example, he did JG01, but he didn't put what the name of the video that I have on there, which says basically the Department of Emergency Management, sole jurisdiction bullshit, complicit players, created another plan failure, was the name of the video.
Okay.
Which pretty much explains what was going on in the video.
Okay.
But he left that out.
Okay, so he left the title out of the videos.
Yeah, because he wants to say that I'm a nuisance because I'm continuing to follow up. Well, the title shows, you know, what I'm following up on.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so this is a synopsis of what happened in the video.
That you wrote for me.
Right.
For each video.
Okay. Then, for example, he got this part, just doing their job. If it's in italics, it means that somebody commented on my video. That's not me commenting.
Oh.
So that's why it's in italics. So that's what he put on, for example, JG03. Follow it down here. You know, and it's somebody else's comments, not, or it might have been my comment. I have to go back and look. But anyway, normally when I make a comment.
So the things that are in italics are things that you didn't say.
No. I have to look at this again. Hold on a second. The things that are in italics are the things that I did say, or that's in the video further down in the description area.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? It has a video, and then, you know, a good one is, you know, like let's jump down to this one. Okay, JG4. Okay, so this is he put JG4. So what does it have over here? JG4, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't have the name of the video. Correct? And then it has what I wrote. I was arrested for trespass and seeking my medical care. If it's in italics, it's what I wrote.
Okay.
Okay? But this is a synopsis of what I said in the video.
Okay, so that's your synopsis. This is what you said or
On the bottom of the video when it's posted.
Okay.
Okay? Now, when somebody replies to my videos, like, there's this one guy who's always making comments. Saboom. Okay? So he's always making comments, and like, he's got a few of the comments that Saboom made. I put those non-italics. This is the one that he made, for example. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then that was my response back to him on, you know.
Because he's mean to you usually. I've seen that.
No, Saboom is not. He's totally behind me.
He's backing you up?
Well, of course.
Okay.
All right. So let's go back here. Let's just start. So I can show you what I've done because I've still got more to do, and I want you to know: is this what you want me to do?
Yes, exactly. This is. Can I keep this one?
That's the whole. But I just want to show you from here to here. I haven't done, but I've done this part and I've done this part. I've got to go back and finish this little bit.
Okay. So,
But I'm going to go do that tonight or tomorrow.
And you can email it to me if you want.
Or
are you just typing them out? Whatever's easier for you.
No, this is Word Perfect, and I print it on my printer.
That's fine.
So, you know, I can give you you want me to give you a copy of when I'm done on Friday morning at 8? Okay. But basically, I'm showing you, I've got 90% of it done. This is just a little bit.
And this is very perfect. This is exactly what I need.
Okay, now, but what I'm trying to show you, okay, let's just go over a few.
So, Mr. Garza, I want to have a chance to do it in a little bit. I can read this on my own. If I have questions, I can ask you.
That's fine. That's fine. But you can see, if it's in italics, that means I wrote it. But here is the synopsis.
Okay, that's exactly what I was looking for.
But it may not be 100% accurate. I could be a little bit paraphrasing, but it gives you an idea of where I'm going.
Because I kind of want to, because some things happen faster, and you understand better what's going on.
Now, for example, here is my synopsis. But then I want to show you if this is what I'm saying in my synopsis of the video. But then I say this builds up to what happened afterwards when DPH broke the law. See video, because then I have a video of where, you know, I went into the sheriff and all these people, and the sheriff says, well, if they break the law, there's nothing we can do if the city attorney doesn't back you up in the DA. And I'm like, then who enforces medical law?
Yeah.
And so I drank his cup of poison, went back to the DMV, and of course they had the security issue me out again, and that's another video, and that's where I was going to put that in.
Okay.
Just to show you that at 11/27/12, I spoke with the sheriff, who said, go back, you can now receive services, and it was a lie.
And so you've chronicled every single time you've tried to get medical help?
It's on 900 videos.
Okay. So, and then that's exactly what I wanted.
But they're only showing you the last 60 videos, not from the very start. And they're
Yeah.
saying, well, look at how crazy he is. Well, after 900 videos in 3 years and you're still fucking me, who wouldn't react? Who wouldn't say, leave me alone, go away?
Or help me.
Or help? No, I've always been seeking help.
Yeah.
That's never ended.
But that's gonna be the narrative we're gonna tell.
Well, no, it's the truth.
Yeah, the only thing that you're trying to do is trying to get help, and nobody will listen to you, and you have to be your own advocate. And the way
I've done it.
And the way that you advocate is by looking for help and by making recordings so that you have evidence of the way that they are treating you.
And the reason I have to have evidence is because I have an adjustment disorder, which I can't adjust to this order. And when they told me that I wasn't in emergency in 2001 and signed a confession 7 years later and have never explained it to me, who wouldn't then want a videotape?
Yeah.
If he's already proven that the system has fucked you, and here's the proof. Here's the signed confession. Did you see the confession?
I did. You showed it to me.
Right. So is there anything unreasonable? If somebody had screwed you over like that, wouldn't you want to record just to be on the safe side?
Yes.
Especially if you have a disability where you know.
Where you have issues adjusting to all.
Yeah, because you've been fucked so many times by liars. Okay, so this is the only part I've got to finish. But here, and the really funny part is, see, down here is where I include where I write the doctor.
Okay.
Because the doctor.
Because you said I would like to schedule an appointment. You had followed the process, which is the process.
Always, and then
the process is you're supposed to either email them.
No.
Okay,
they wanted me to call for an appointment.
So you have to call for an appointment.
But that's one of the things I'm challenging. I'm here in the building. Why do I have to call? Why can't we make an appointment here?
Do some people get to make appointments at the building in person?
It's a public service. What do you mean they can't?
No, I'm asking you.
I don't know what other people do. I'm not there videotaping other people's receipts of their video care. I could care less what other people do.
So you're.
But when I call to make an appointment, they never make an appointment with me, and they just hang up on me.
Okay, because they know you already.
Bingo! And then when the doctor says he's going to make an appointment, which he made on August 19th or something, then
2015.
Then he writes me back and says he's going to cancel the appointment because I write him and I say, well, if you're going to make this appointment, good. I want an ADA representative there. I want I want my rights to be enforced. So then he cancels the appointment. So then I go back in saying, well, where's my appointment? And he doesn't reschedule it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But then he twists it and says, well, you have to make an appointment over the phone. Well, excuse me, we had one over, the way...
Because you already had one already scheduled, and then he rescheduled it as soon as you asked
canceled.
He canceled as soon as you asked for accommodations.
Right.
Okay. See, that makes a lot of sense. But things I'm going to need from you in trial, and things I'm going to need you to work on, okay? And that is staying calm. Okay?
I understand all that.
Because we have to try and impress the jury, okay?
Okay, now, let me continue, and then we'll talk about... I understand where you're going. Let me just continue. Here is something that I want to impress on the jury very, very much. This is a poster by the San Francisco Department of Public Health. That we're a sanctuary city, and that there's safe access to all public services, including health care, for illegal aliens. So how come illegal aliens get safe access to health care, and I, as a disabled person, can't get any access?
Okay, we can't make that argument.
But I'm just saying, here's more proof, just to show that, why am I behind do I need to be an illegal immigrant to get my health care and to have safe access?
No.
But that's something we can tell the jury.
No, we can't tell the jury because that's going to put them off. Because what if you get somebody who fights for immigrant rights?
That's not the point we're trying to make. The point we're trying to make is this citizen any less worthy than an illegal alien who gets it through sanctuary city?
But they're not going to take it that way. They're not going to take it that way.
However they may take it. I'm just giving you what the facts are.
I'm telling you, I am a person of color and I don't take it that way. And I like you and I want to defend you. So that's what I'm telling you.
I'm not trying to take it anyway. I'm just trying to say if you can give it to them, why aren't you giving it to me, the citizen?
Okay, but what I'm telling you, that's not going to be an argument that resonates with the jury. Okay. And we're trying to win.
All right. Then whatever, but you have that. Also, this is apparently, because I've been going on the internet, and this is very interesting because it looks like the policy that they wrote is really similar to this one, the University of Whatnot, but even in here it says, that they can't tell people not to video record their own health care.
Exactly.
But they didn't put it in this one.
And it's a very brand new policy. How the fuck were you supposed to know about it?
No, I knew that they were going to be making a policy, because the doctor said, I want you to see the administrative supervisor over this new video policy.
Like they were already ready.
But the point remains, I have videos of me videotaping the doctor, and I asked him on the videos, is it illegal? No. So now why are you creating a policy to put me behind the 8 ball if it's not illegal?
Yeah.
And why are you changing the protocol in the middle and telling me I can no longer record you if I've been recording you all along?
Yeah.
What has changed?
I know. So that's what we're going to make our argument, okay?
Right. Okay. But I just want you to have this so that you can see how, that similar that is.
And compare these.
And then you might even like this because this really shows, it speaks to the fact of my prior, And remember.
Is this, was this published, did
Yes.
you publish it or
No,
who?
Tort Form did.
This is really useful.
Well, let's not forget there's an article written in the Bay Guardian called Crazy about how crazy it is to try to get health care over what happened to me in 2001, the denial of emergency services.
Okay. So, I'm going to keep all of this.
Yes.
I'm going to read it.
So I brought it for you.
And thank you so much, Mr. Garza, for doing all this work for me, okay?
Well, but the thing that I want to tell you is, this is their synopsis of the videos that they have, and you said you're trying to get these excluded.
Yeah. I'm trying to get everything excluded, and I'm trying to make it about that day. I'm trying to say, on that day, what evidence do they have that you were a nuisance?
But that's the way it should be, because there is no bad. What's the word? Bad.
There's no. They cannot introduce bad character evidence against you.
Correct.
Okay. So they cannot introduce that, and the only thing that they can introduce is evidence to prove that you are a nuisance on that day.
Correct.
And the only thing that my argument is that they can bring in is what you did that day or what you have done at that clinic in the past, which is nothing because none of the videos indicate that you have either stopped anybody from working in that thing, and they have to pinpoint the videos that they're going to specifically use at Tom Waddell Clinic and not anywhere else. Because any other video is not about that day and that incident.
That's correct.
In the place where they're causing the nuisance. So that's our argument, right? And that's why I'm trying to exclude that.
Right, but then we can show my video of what happened that day to discredit the officer.
So I'm going to have to turn that over because clearly I'm going to use that, okay?
Right.
So I'm going to turn that over and I'm going to lay the foundation through you, okay?
What does that mean?
I'm going to ask you questions about this. I'm going to say, Mr.
Are you going to put me on the stand?
Yeah. Well, you're the only one that can explain first of all, you're the only one that can explain what has happened to you.
Right.
You're the only one that can explain why you go there to seek your treatment.
Mm-hmm.
You're the only one that can explain what your disability is. I can subpoena the doctor to come in, but it will resonate more from the people.
But which doctor? Because this current doctor didn't diagnose me.
So that's why I asked you which doctor diagnosed you.
Mitchell Katz is what I
Who's
believe.
in LA? That's why it's going to be harder to bring him in.
Right.
Right. So we have to make a decision together. If I can't bring him in, then you have to testify. I can bring him in if I have more time to subpoena and pay for his expenses to come from LA.
Right. Well, no. I mean, I can testify. But if I testify and they start asking me questions about some other day than that day, I can just say, I have the right not to incriminate myself. I'm not saying anything.
Before that, we will know. Like, we will know if I'll have a motion in limine in the record. First.
Well, didn't you say something about a demur?
Yeah, so we're going to do we're going to go with the demur, okay? But the demurs, usually we don't win it, right?
I don't know.
So usually we don't win it. I saw one demur win, and it was a beautiful win. Recently, my colleague Max won, and it's Facebook was trying to keep a man from being around their property, and they found that because it was a 500-yard stay-away order. 500 yards is fucking extraordinary. It's like 7 or 8 blocks of the city. He lived within 2 blocks. So they found that unconstitutional. We won that demur because it made him homeless.
Right.
Right? So I'm trying to argue, basically I'm trying to borrow his demur to file the same thing for yours.
Which is to say?
Which is to say that the statute is too broad and to say that you can't go seek medical treatment at the only place where you could get it.
Well, wait a minute. First of all, I haven't had a chance to defend myself against the stay-away order.
So that's not even the point. Because your charge, the charges that you actually have.
632, 602.1, and 372.
Those are the things that we're demurring against.
Right.
632, so basically the recording statutes.
But 632 is not recording.
No.
632 is wiretapping.
Yes.
There was no telephone. So they can't even,
No, the elements of the offense are different when you look at the statute, and that includes recording. But it has to be eavesdropping on others. So it has to be a recording of somebody else's contact. And the video indicates that we have indicates that you weren't eavesdropping on anybody because there was nobody there.
Well, that's not, even if there was somebody
So
there,
that-
I would turn away from them because I would never want.
So that's the first demur. The second demur on the 372 is that it's too overbroad because they don't have any evidence of that day or any other day where you obstructed any worker.
Well, let me put it to you this way. If they're going to say I'm obstructive, how am I obstructive when I have HIPAA law and I show it to the officer and ask him to show me where it matches
But
this?
first they have to even go through the first burden. The first burden is to indicate that you actually prevented somebody from working, and you did not.
Of course not.
In that video, you weren't even there for like 3 seconds before they.
I would never prevent somebody. That's never been my style. If you look at all the videos, I go in just as I could hear what they're going to tell me, and then I go okay, and I leave, or I say my comment, and then I leave.
Well, I know your style because you record me, and I know how you record.
Right.
You know, like you don't do anything to me. You're fine. You know, like you record
This is
our
the way I am
conversations.
to everybody. Tell me what you're going to tell
You
me,
just
but then
ask-
this way you're not going to deny it later on.
You just
because-
asked me all these questions, and I tell you what's
right,
up.
right, but it's the same thing anywhere I go.
Yeah.
Because, and see, this
And
is...
some people may not like it because it's like, then you could just like
But
say,
that's my point. If you don't like it, you can't deny me the services. You cannot provide them. Leave, send a robot or send a drone. But it's illegal for you to not provide me the access and accommodation
And
to the
that's-
services.
and
And
that's what-
that's my key point. Your suspicion of privacy, that you have privacy in a public office, doesn't exist for starters. Secondly, if you're upset because you don't want to do this job and it's a public job and you're being paid by public tax dollars, well then leave, but send out a robot or send out a drone. But don't ask me to leave because these services must be provided under Title II ADA. Every time you ask me to leave, you're breaking the law against giving me the services. Every time you have the security walkout, you're breaking the law. Every time I go in and ask for an appointment, you're breaking the law by not giving me one.
and that's all fair. So that's basically what we're gonna show. But my whole goal in this case is we don't want to make it a fucking snowball, right? Like where they just try to add all this stuff about you being crazy or you doing crazy things. I want
If seeking your health care is crazy, then yes, I am crazy. If seeking to
So-
prove that they are liars is crazy, when I have the videos, then yes, I'm crazy because I am proving that they're liars. I'm not crazy.
So that's what I don't think you're crazy.
No,
and I don't think
no. Let me put it to you this way. I'm not crazy stupid.
Yeah.
I'm crazy smart like a fox.
Yeah. And look. So
Do you understand the difference?
yes, but what I'm trying to say to you is I'm trying to limit it to the day that you were arrested
That's
and
fine.
charged. And so that means that I am going to move to try and exclude everything because there's no way they lay foundation. Our first defense is you can't lay fucking foundation because you cannot assure that this is Jason Garza, the same Jason Garza here. And without you, they can't prove that. And so we keep them all out. And then the whole thing is narrow.
But then once we bring up this video, can't they say, well, if you're looking at this video,
No,
we should be able to look at the ones in the back?
no. No,
But
they
if
can't.
they get me on the stand and I say something about a prior video, then that opens up everything, doesn't it? So you're going to have to tell me what to be careful because you know they're going to be tricky.
I'll train you how to do it, okay?
Because you know they're going to be tricky.
And we'll think about it, right?
like
before
a mock session.
before the trial, we will think about how everything's gonna go in. I am frankly, and I will be honest with you right now, I am frankly shaken by the fact that this fucking jury just convicted
I
this
can
man.
tell.
So
You're not at your best. I can tell. And I'm forgiving. If there's anything you've seen from me is how forgiving I've been. But I don't want it to go over the 19th.
no, it won't go over the 19. I'm just
Because
telling
you kept asking me for more time, and I don't want that to extend because I'm in the middle of a federal trial.
So, and that means that means I can be ready for your trial and I'm going to be prepared for your trial, okay? But I just,
My attitude, and honestly, after they look at these videos, and I put the names and the jury sees these, the DA or whoever is doing this is going to realize he's walking on.
it's the reason that I feel like this way, is because this DA knew that this client was innocent. Everything indicated that this client was innocent and he proceeded. And then I trusted the jury to do the right thing because I believe in the jury system and I believe in like San Franciscans being like. So I'm afraid that they're gonna see that, like that they're gonna react because the cases are kind of similar, right? They're about like, even though they're totally different. Your case and that man's case is a little bit similar, in that you have a person, because my client, Mr. Tawasha, also had like, we talked about his disabilities, like he fell from a building and had a brain injury. You know, like.
Okay, but did he have a prescription for his thing,
Yeah.
for his injury?
Yeah, he had.
Well, then he's covered.
And he's permitted to do that, and it's like that's why I'm like surprised. And so and he was very surprised that he had convicted. So I don't want you that if there is a conviction, Mr. Garza.
Well, let's back up here.
Yeah.
Let's back up here. If there's a conviction, what does that mean?
The most that they could give you is a year and a half if there is a conviction.
No, a year and a half of what?
A year in jail is the most that they could give you.
For what? I don't have a felony.
It doesn't matter. It's a misdemeanor criminal charge against you. Okay. It's a criminal charge against.
No, and then this is for somebody who's never been convicted of a crime.
Yeah, so I'm telling you what the maximum sentence is so that you know. Right?
Well, that's the maximum.
The maximum is a year and a half.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is somebody who's never been convicted of a crime, a judge is going to probably say probation. If they're going to convict you, the judge will give you.
Usually they don't give that. And if they're going to convict you, but still, in your case, it's like you are not doing anything wrong. I believe.
I know all that.
I believe you're an innocent man, and so
I am innocent.
And so it'll, if we get a conviction, it'll be a conviction of an innocent man, and that hurts more than.
No, because to not get my health care when I paid hurts a lot too.
Yeah.
The whole goddamn thing
So
being fucked up in every which way hurts me because that's my whole point.
I want us to be on the same page, okay? And I want us to know we're going to go in there and we're going to fight really hard like warriors, okay? And I believe in you, and I think that it's worth it that you are going to fight and you're going to bring the government to court if they don't give you the services that you deserve and that you are guaranteed under the Constitution, under all of our laws.
Now, let me ask you a question. Why is it every time I go to any of these places and ask for an ADA representative, I don't get one?
Because they're not fair and the law isn't fair. You know?
But isn't the city supposed to provide one?
They are, but
so then why don't they? Because when I go to the sheriff's office, they say their ADA person is only there for their staff.
But look, so that's what I'm saying, okay? You and I are going to fight this in the criminal way in a criminal courtroom. But I can't fix the other parts of the system, like the fact that nobody enforces your medical rights.
Well, but that's my whole point. We fight, I win. What's to stop them from just doing it again? Because
I don't know, nothing.
Well, but that's then what have I won?
You've won your trial.
Which is them trying to convict an innocent man. So they'll just do it again.
But there's nothing I can do about that. So I want.
But won't the trial prove that I was innocent and that they had falsely arrested me?
Yes, and so likely if we win the trial, they're not going to try to proceed again.
Well, they've already arrested me for 362.
But they've dismissed it. You've never gone to trial.
Right. So if you've already arrested me for the same thing, isn't the principle of waiver come into effect?
No, because every single new accusation can be a new filing.
But if in the old days you didn't arrest me for 632 because I went to San Francisco General, and you arrested me because I was videotaping and you told me I couldn't, and then you didn't press the charges, well, why? If I was breaking the law, why didn't you press the charges?
And that's a fair question that we can ask, right?
Right. Same thing when the officer arrested me on 224 and charged me with 602.1, and I showed you where it said, in the interest of justice it was dropped. Well, then why did you charge me with 602.1 again if I'm simply doing the same thing, following up?
Yeah. So we're on the same page, okay? I'm gonna fight really hard for you. We're gonna do it in the 45 days. I'm gonna be ready for everything, but in the end, it's not in the hands of you and me. It's in the hands.
Well, but that's if it gets to court. What if they, what if the DA just lets the time go by?
I'm hoping that the DA doesn't want to take it to trial because he keeps asking me about it.
What does he keep asking you?
Like if you're gonna waive time, and I say no. So
why? What does it matter if I waive time? Isn't he prepared?
He's probably not.
Well, he's got all this crap here saying I'm this and that.
But he knows it's going to be hard to get it in just if you don't testify. So that's the first line of strategy, which is for you not to testify. And for us to win it at an evidentiary level.
So what are you saying? You're saying I shouldn't testify? Because I
It
thought you
depends. It depends. What I'm saying is it depends. If the judge allows the videos in, then you testify
Okay,
because you have to tell the whole story.
right. And if the judge doesn't allow the videos in,
Then you don't testify.
we just show them the last video
Yeah.
of that day.
Yeah,
And if I testify, I only testify about that video.
yeah. And we have to tailor your testimony to be only about that video.
Right.
So that's what we're
Okay.
saying, okay?
So now.